Hello, I'd like to walk through with you the 3 simple steps that you'll need in order to get your Teradek Cube to stream using Zixi. Step 1, updating the firmware on your encoder and decoder may be the most important thing you do. So we'll take a look at quickly how to do that. It's very easy. Setting up your encoder and your decoder to stream Zixi is just a matter of specifying a few simple parameters. Licenses are required and demo licenses are available, and so we'll take a look at how to enter those demo licenses and enter the few simple parameters necessary. Okay, let's start with the encoder and see how we would update the firmware in this encoder. It's very simple. All you have to do is go to the Info About menu, and you'll see that the system automatically checks for a firmware update and describes that there is a new firmware update available. You'll also see this indication here showing that a firmware update is available. Once you've determined that an update is available, applying it is very easy. I'd like to recommend that you take a look on Teradek's website for the current firmware that's available. Here we can see 6.1.6 is available, and then you can easily download this update for your device. Applying the update, if we go back to the encoder, is a simple matter of selecting Firmware Upgrade, choosing the file that you've downloaded and unzipped, and clicking Upgrade. The process for checking for and applying for an upgrade on the decoder is identical to the encoder. Here you can see that in Info About, we'll once again check for firmware upgrades, and we'll discover that one is available. Applying the upgrade on the decoder is exactly the same as it is on the encoder, choosing the file that you've downloaded and selecting Upgrade. Now that we've updated the firmware in both the encoder and decoder, it's time to acquire the licenses. In this case, we'll use demonstration licenses. The easiest way to get a demonstration license is to go to www.zixi.com/cube and click Activate Free Trial. Here you enter in the form, and after pressing Submit, you're presented with a key for your encoder and a different key for your decoder. You may cut and paste these into a text file if you like, or you can bookmark this particular page and come back to it anytime. So very quickly, I'm going to copy and paste the encoder license key into System Licenses, add a new license key on the encoder, and I'm going to do the same process on the decoder. Cut and paste the license into System Licenses, add a new license key, and then we can very quickly reboot both the decoder and the encoder, and then we'll be ready to enter Zixi streaming parameters. Okay, now that we have updated our firmware and installed the Zixi demo licenses, let's set up a stream between a cube encoder and a cube decoder. It's very simple to do. Start on the encoder side and select Video Setup Stream Settings. In the Stream Settings dialog, in the Stream Setting Mode choice, select Zixi Streaming, and here you'll see a variety of options that are important and critical for getting the stream set up. The most important of which is the host. Here you can see that I've entered an IP address on our internal network. It's possible to have an encoder outside on a public IP stream to a decoder on a private IP. However, you must forward port 2077 to that decoder inside your network. Enter a channel name and a latency. We recommend 3,000 milliseconds. And here you'll notice some performance enhancements. By turning off the LCD display and USB support and hot plug, you'll be able to stream more reliably and also with higher performance. So all we need to do is enter those simple parameters and click Apply. Configuring the decoder side of a Zixi stream is even easier. All we need to do is select Video Setup, Decoder Settings, and in decoder mode, select Zixi. In the Zixi mode settings, we would select Connect to a Teradek encoder, or if we had decided to use a Zixi broadcaster, we would select Connect to a Zixi broadcaster. And here we enter the same port that we entered on the encoder. It's by default 2077. Once again, there are performance options that are available and output settings that enable you to customize the stream to your requirements. Enter those, click Apply, and your stream will begin.